Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. This is Mixlom, and you know what show this is. This is the Countdown to Revolution, where we count down the top 10 of all of your favorite things in music. Today's top 10, we will be counting down the best fictional bands. I thought a lot about this one, and I've wanted to do it for a while. I finally narrowed down the list. Who will be number one? Stay tuned and let's find out. Always handle your business, but we got something to finish. I'll be here making these off jump. Well, here we are, another episode of Countdown to Revolution. You know who I am. I'm Mixlom, and congratulations to all those who participated in the song contest. If you'd like to have another song contest, let us know down in the comments. We'll see what we can do about that, because I thought it was pretty cool last time. I heard a lot of good stuff. And if you haven't listened to the top 10 show, go back and listen to that. You can find it right on this playlist, right on the Countdown to Revolution playlist. Now today we're going to be doing the top 10 fictional bands. These are from movies, TV shows, or otherwise bands that aren't real. I've always wanted to do this one because I've thought so much about it and I've seen lists throughout the year, and I think there's just something really cool about fictional bands. I don't know if it's just the mystique of them or what, but something really cool about fictional bands. So let's jump right into it. And I want to do too big of an introduction here. Number 10 comes from one of the best shows of all time. It's top 10 for sure. Probably top 5. Maybe even top 3. I like the end. Everybody hates the end. Comes from the TV show Lost, DRIVESHAFT. DRIVESHAFT is one of those bands. It's a one-hit wonder. That's why they're so low. I really wanted to rank DRIVESHAFT further up because I really like Charlie, but the fact of the matter is Liam didn't need Charlie. Liam was right. Yeah, maybe Liam was a junkie and all this, but I think Liam could have had a much better solo career than Charlie could. He just seemed to have his head on just a little more straight, and I think Liam was always pulling him along. So you all, everybody, awesome song. Everybody loves it. As soon as somebody says that chorus, you know it. And yeah, DRIVESHAFT. Kind of one of the bands that never was, but really should have been. Number 9. Number 9 is a dark horse. I don't see it really on other lists. And it comes from the movie Can't Hardly Wait in the 90s, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Ethan Embry. And it is Love Burger. Now, Love Burger is another one of those bands I put on here because I think they had potential. They had cool shirts. They say you never wear the shirt of the band you're in. I don't agree. I like how Love Burger, they just put on their own shirts and they own it. That's really cool. That's what I would do. And they never had an album. I'm not even sure that they ever played again, because when they play at the party, it's the first show they ever play, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's the last show, but it was great. I mean, how many people in their life get to play a house party that would be that cool? Yeah, it was awesome. Love Burger, loved the shirt, loved the movie, loved the band. I'm just sorry they didn't have more success in the end, because they deserve it. They deserve it. Number 8. Crucial Taunt. Now we meet them in Wayne's World. Crucial Taunt has a fantastic front woman in Tina Carrera, and very attractive, very good voice. Ballroom Blitz was a fantastic single for them. They finally got the opening they were looking for. They got to play at Wayne Stock. How cool was that? Wayne Stock. Wayne Stock. Wouldn't everybody want to be there? I would have loved to go to that show. It's one of those fantasy shows that I'd love to see. Love to go to Wayne Stock. If they ever do another Wayne Stock, I don't think that's possible. But if they do, I'll be first in line for tickets. Number 7. This is an old band from the 50s. They're not extremely well known. I'm not really sure they ever went anywhere either. I don't know a lot about the band, but Martin Barry and the Sunlighters. We see them in the Back to the Future movies. Their rendition of Earth Angel is fantastic. I love Earth Angel. It's one of my favorites when they sing it. They do it better than any other band I've ever seen. They don't get the recognition they deserve. Now, when they played Johnny Be Good with Marty McFly, it's good. It's good. I just don't know if people were ready for it yet. I'm not really sure if Marvin himself was ready for it, especially that guitar solo at the end. But I think their kids were really gonna love it. You know, that's what I come away with. So Marvin Berry and the Starlighters, the reason I kind of rank them where I do is, one, because of the music at the time. I think they had some potential, but more, I think because they influence so much music later on that so many of us are going to love. Without Marvin Berry and the Sunlighters, or the Starlighters, sorry, I don't know if music is where it is today. And Marty never fit. I think Marty's just there to, I think, perhaps push things along, but Marty doesn't really fit with the band. Number 6, The Wonders. It's really hard to leave The Wonders off the list. Everybody knows that song, That Thing You Do. It was played all over the place. It was played in fictional radio. It was played in real radio. The Wonders is a cool band, but like many bands, they're plagued by their own success. They couldn't get along. And honestly, I don't think the band never really had a shot too much at the beginning because they were never on the same page. They were never on the same page. And it's too bad because they were pretty good songwriters and they could have done it, but too many egos. There are too many egos in the band of the Wonders. I mean, remember when they played Steubenville, how excited they were about Steubenville? You know, they needed to keep that because that's what would have helped them. And even though, you know, they kind of pulled together, eventually, I don't think they really go on to rock stardom. Not like they should, because, you know, they're playing all the, you know, they're a 60s band. And if you ask kids today if they've heard of the Wonders, no, they haven't heard of the Wonders. They didn't make a lasting impact, not as much as they should have. They could have done better. What they really should have done is done that song Mr. Downtown. That was a good song. Number 5. Number 5 is arguably too low. I think I could have definitely ranked it higher, but there's so much competition in this category. So much competition. Number 5, the WYLD Stallyns from Bill and Ted. They're probably the hardest band to rank. That's why I put them at 5, because they don't really have any music. I can't think of any of their singles. Everything with them is what they can, or not what they can, but what they do bring to the future. The things we know for sure. We know the WYLD Stallyns saved the world. We know they bring peace with like extraterrestrial beings, and kind of like all the universe is put in sync because of what the WYLD Stallyns do. And that's pretty amazing. I like it when they play God Gave Rock and Roll to You, but I'm still a little unclear if that's their song or if that's just playing at the end of one of their movies. when Kiss is really singing it. I'm not sure which one, but I'd kind of like to believe one of my theories is that they transcend time, and so it could be both. And on that same thought, what's interesting is Death, the Grim Reaper himself, is in the band, the Wild Stallions, and I think death has always existed. Evil has always been around us. But somehow, evil is in the band. Evil is in the Wild Stallions. So it seems one of the ways they bring peace to the earth and harmony to kind of the universe is by taking death and somehow putting the Grim Reaper himself in the band. And as that evil lessens and softens, everybody benefits. I think that's how they start writing excellent music later in life. And when I hear the Wild Stallions, I don't know why, but it just makes me want to be excellent, just to each other, just to the people around. Number four, a very underrated band. I don't think most people would put them this high, but I definitely do. The Lone Rangers from the movie Airheads. Now, the Lone Rangers don't have the best music, but I love their passion. You'd be hard pressed to find a more passionate band. I mean, these guys were doing what nobody else was doing at the time, and nobody would give the chance. No record labels. Because they have this kind of rock music that they describe as power slop. And I don't know of any other bands that play power slop. Not Megadeth, not Metallica, not Slayer. No, but this is like this power slop music is totally different than everything else. And the Lone Rangers, they're willing to do whatever it takes. Beg, borrow, steal, take over a radio station, bring guns, fake guns. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they need to do to be heard. And they'll let the people decide. And that's exactly what they did. They let the people decide. Sometimes you have to force the people to listen to you so that they know what they're missing. The Lone Rangers were never going to force everyone to love them. The Lone Rangers knew everybody would love them. And that is exactly why I love them, and I put them at number 4. Number 3. These last 3 were really hard. But I'm going to have to go with the ZACK Attack. The ZACK Attack from Saved by the Bell has a classic frontman in Zach Morris. He can't sing. He has great hair. He follows the fashion of the day. He's a heartthrob. The ladies love him. He's not really a good musician, but he's somebody you can promote. And he's also a huge jerk. In fact, he's one of the hugest jerks in television history. But that's what works. That's why he's a great frontman for ZACK Attack. Now, they're a real band. They played some school dances and all of these things, and they were good. I don't think they ever put out a real album or anything like that. But there was the episode Rockumentary with Casey Kasem. That's supposedly Zach's dream, but some of us think perhaps this is not a dream. This is an alternate reality. That's what I think. I think it's an alternate reality when Zach's having this dream with Casey Kasem that the ZACK Attack becomes famous. Because I think that is totally possible with somebody like Zach Morris in a song like Friends Forever. Once you hear Friends Forever, you never get it out of your head. The song is so good that even when the band broke up, and this is why ZACK Attack is above DRIVESHAFT, because DRIVESHAFT and ZACK Attack, I think, have similar. I think they have similar dynamics in the band. The difference is, I think they edit in Rockumentary, in that Rockumentary episode of Saved by the Bell. I think they edit the drug use on the sex, drugs, rock and roll that really get between Slater and Zack and Kelly and Screech and all them. I mean, we already know Screech later puts a tape out, right? No mention of that. But the song Friends Forever brings the band back together. And the band never breaks up. We never hear about the band breaking up. Who can do that? Who can write a song about that? Who can write a song that can manipulate his friends to stand with him through anything, no matter what he does? Zach Morris, that's who. Number two. Do one of my favorite songs, The Monkees. Daydream Believer is such a good song. I've always loved the song. I watched The Monkees when I was young on TV. Used to watch those old reruns. I liked it then. Don't like it so much now, but I do like some of the songs. The Monkees are kind of the original fictitious band. And I didn't necessarily rank them this high at number 2 because I love them more than the rest, but mostly out of respect. Because they have such longevity for such a long show and had hits in virtual life and in real life. So I have to give them their respect. I have to give them their due there. And like Zach Morris, you have the heartthrob in Davy Jones. He's a little nicer guy. I don't think Davy ever writes anything as well as Zach, but I think he's just a step up on the heartthrob level. So that's one of the things that pushed them to number 2. And finally, number 1, the best fictional band. This fictional band has everything. They're a cartoon. They're the only cartoon. They're the only animated characters on this list, which is impressive. And they've also had top-selling records all around the world. They live in their own universe. They have concerts in real life. They are the GORILLAZ. The GORILLAZ have so many great songs. I mean, if we just look at their singles, things like, Clint Eastwood, my favorite, Melancholy Hill, Feel Good Incorporated. People know these songs. The GORILLAZ, we know them through videos, through interviews, through short little films. And what really makes them the greatest fictional band of all time isn't just that they have the best songs. Isn't just that they look so cool. It's that most people don't even realize they're a fictional band. Generally, when people hear fictional bands, they go, oh yeah, ZACK Attack from that show Saved by the Bell, or DRIVESHAFT from that show Lost. People hear GORILLAZ and they don't think that. They think real people. But when you see the GORILLAZ, even live, they're not real people. They're virtual. So they have to be number 1 because they do such a great job of blurring that line between fantasy and reality. So that's my top 10. Say what you want in the comments down below. And I'm going to put a little asterisk here because I forgot to say it at the beginning. And this is blasphemous, but Spinal Tap is not on this list because I have never seen Spinal Tap. I don't have enough interaction with Spinal Tap to be able to rank them. I know they're number 1 on a lot of lists. I know people will probably come after me for this, but I can't rank Spinal Tap because I don't know enough about them. So what top 10 would you like to see us do next? And tell us in the comments what you think about this list and who we might have missed. And with that, I will see you all next time.